By securely delivering new channels, bots, and analytics, CC1 helps drive revenue and cost improvements for the large enterprise. And these new integrations open up huge potential for this segment. Broadsoft Hub is our application integration solution that brings cloud apps like Google G Suite and Salesforce into Broadsoft business user experiences. Productivity tools have come a long way since the days of the Apple Newton. Technology has finally caught up with expectations, and these tools are now robust productivity enhancers. In this demo, we're showing how we take productivity to the next level with a business assistant. Please join me in welcoming our experts, Joe Baird and Nathan Stratton.
Well, good morning. It's exciting to be here. Connections is always a time that Nathan and I look forward to each year to be able to show you guys some of the new technology we've been working on here at Broadsoft. As Scott alluded to, we're going to talk about some assistant technology this morning. And as many of you know, voice assistants have come a long way since Siri's introduction in 2010. Now, a lot of the personal assistants that you see from Google, Apple, and Amazon, the use cases are more focused on personal elements, right? So what we have is the opportunity really to take the personal assistant and have it more focused on our business activities. And so the common things that you see with activities such as ordering from a restaurant, or actually seeing a book, we're more focused really on the business communication side of that. Now, the future of Broadsoft Business really is to simplify the business communications experience and applying those analytical insights to the calling, messaging, and the meeting experience. So we really can take those historical patterns and improve the future communications. Introducing the Hub Assistant. Now, the Hub Assistant simplifies the business communications by creating an intuitive interface really to manage your personal productivity. Now, making your meetings more productive, activating and configuring features, support questions, as well as ultimately digging more into the data to get deeper insights. Now, the core of the Hub Assistant is our own internally developed AI and machine learning engine called Hub AI. Now, Hub AI leverages our own advanced NLP scoring and data modeling technology and manages basically a lot of the unique things that we get from our cloud services from Google and Amazon. Now, open source components we also have in there, but always we have the Hub app integrations. Now, our demos today are going to really focus more on common problems and how Hub AI solves these problems. Now, let's start with the ever-demanding productivity problem. How do we do more with less? Less time and less effort. Now, for example, how the Hub Assistant can manage your calendar, meetings, tasks. All right, so we're going to look at also in a few minutes how we increase adoption. Now, we're going to look at the user base, right? So a lot of times we have a lot of challenge with getting them to access our functionality, but we're going to leverage data and machine learning really to improve that communications experience by really contextualizing that data for the end user. Now, we're going to get started with our first demo around personal productivity. Now, for many of us, the Palm Pilot has been a staple for us since 1996. And while touchscreens and larger displays have improved the mobile experience, really power tasks are still cumbersome. And really, in a lot of ways, it's downright dangerous if you're driving. Now, the power of the Hub Assistant is brought to bear on scenarios that require complicated interactions and app switching. Now, you've already seen some innovations from Broadsoft here in the past, where we have single-touch conference join, as well as some of the call kit advancements from the UC1 Connect solution. But what we're going to do is take that to the next level. Now, in our first demo, Nathan is going to show you how the Hub Assistant can manage the calendar using natural voice commands. So you can interact with the Hub Assistant in a natural way. Now, Hub AI will also be able to detect that there is a conflict in his calendar and be able to suggest to him a better schedule and how to actually handle that conflict.
What's my day look like today?
clearly this is an internet issue.
What's my day
Although you
look
saw
like
no
today?
other issues earlier, this is an internet connectivity issue.
Joe, let me turn off the Wi-Fi.
Okay. So let me kind of just dive a little bit into what we're actually going to see with this. So what Nathan is doing is he's actually going in, he's going to ask the Hub assistant, what does his day look like?
What does my day look like today?
You have 4 meetings and your first meeting is at 8:30 a.m. titled Budget Status Review. I noticed you have overlapping meetings.
What's the conflict?
At 2:30 p.m., you have a meeting titled Connections Demos, and at 3 p.m., you have a meeting titled Operations Review. What would you like me to do?
Cancel operations review.
Okay. To confirm, you would like to cancel the 3 p.m. meeting with the title Operations Review, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The meeting cancellation has been sent.
Okay.
Great, and thanks for your assistance.
Happy to be of service.
Y'all kind of killed my line. If there wasn't enough applause, I was going to be like, well, Nathan, we're going to build some momentum here. But I appreciate that you guys have seen that this is really some cool stuff. Now, something else that we'll talk about here in a few minutes is the fact that this is all real live data. None of this is smoke and the mirrors in the background. This is all actually happening. Now, one of the things that we want to talk about is how Hub Assistant can actually help us increase adoption with Broadsoft features. So Nathan's going to demonstrate again through natural language how we can actually enable a feature. Now, this is not going to be a situation where he has to hunt through a menu list. He doesn't actually have to say a specific word. He's going to use natural language to speak to the Hub Assistant, and it'll actually do what he wants it to do. Now, what Nathan is going to do is he's going to tell the Hub Assistant to hold my calls. Now, what we do is we translate that into enable do not disturb. Now, this will be accomplished without actually opening that settings interface, as I mentioned. And additionally, we're going to use AI to analyze the calendar to suggest proactive actions. Now, you're going to notice on the 2 outside screens that we're going to have the desktop settings actually opened. So on the left-hand side, you'll actually be able to see the do not disturb being turned on.
I'm going into a meeting, so hold all my calls.
Okay, I will enable your Do Not Disturb feature. I noticed that your meeting is around 1 hour long. Would you like me to disable this feature after your meeting?
Yes.
Your Do Not Disturb feature has been enabled and I will disable it in 1 hour.
Okay. Well, so that may seem simple, right? But what Hub AI is actually doing there is he's going in and it's assessing why does Nathan want to hold his calls. It's actually looking at his calendar and it's determining he's actually walking into a meeting. So then what it's going to do is it's going to suggest that proactive action of turning it off for him. Now, the reason why we're doing things like this is that we know that Dave has to deal with lots of these issues of why does my phone not work, right? It's because Do Not Disturb has been left turned on. So we recognize these as issues that we're dealing with today, and we're going to use Hub AI to be able to detect those and be proactive in avoiding those situations. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shift gears a little bit to a support use case. All right, so everyone knows training our users to get the most out of our platform can be very challenging. Now let's see how we can have a user ask Hub Assistant to be able to enable a feature for UC1. Now notice that Nathan is not going to ask about a specific feature like simultaneous ring, which requires a level of domain knowledge that not all of our users actually have. What he's going to do is he's going to pose a question in layman's terms, and then the Hub Assistant is going to ask a clarifying question to determine exactly what he's looking for. Nathan?
How do I make my cell phone ring when someone calls my office phone?
Do you also want your office phone to ring?
Yes.
That feature is called simultaneous ring. Would you like me to enable it for you or provide you a help article?
The help article is fine.
Okay, here is the link.
Great. Now, if Nathan wanted to there, he could actually click on that link. It would open up YouTube, and you'll be able to see how to enable that feature. Now, if everyone recalls from the first demo, the Hub Assistant was able to view Nathan's calendar and to access that relevant information and take action. Now, but what about when there's multiple participants? Let's say in a meeting. So in this demo, Nathan's going to show you how the Hub Assistant is able to access multiple calendars and to be able to simplify a common use case of scheduling a follow-up meeting. Now you'll notice on the monitors here, what we're going to see is Nathan's My Room session. So we have some people in that room, and what he'll be able to do then is schedule a follow-up meeting for those participants.
Load here in a second. Okay, we'll use the iPhone. Please schedule a follow-up meeting for all participants on this call tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Do you want me to use the same title and location for the follow-up meeting?
Yes.
I checked the schedules and that time will not work for everyone. How about tomorrow at 2 p.m.?
Sounds good.
Okay. Meeting invitation is on its way.
Okay,
And as you can see, the meeting has been added to all 3 participants' calendars.
so while that desktop demo didn't work perfectly there, it actually goes to show it actually is in true context, right? Because Nathan's on the call, it knows that he's actually in my room there, and so it actually did apply it to that specific situation. Okay, thank you, Nathan. That was great.
Thank you, Joe.
I hope everyone is excited as we are about the potential of the Hub Assistant, really to transform how our customers interact with our technology and services. Let's hand it back to Scott.
Thanks, Joe and Nathan. So, we've seen Broadsoft Business help companies of all sizes. SMS and UC1 improves productivity for small businesses. Workspaces and real-time meetings have come together in Team 1 to speed projects and decision-making in the mid-market. And artificial intelligence and bots drive CC1 and individual efficiency. Let's give the team a hand. And that's half the picture and half of Broadsoft Live. To capitalize on these opportunities, we need to focus on selling, onboarding, and adoption of these services. As Tahir highlighted yesterday, we're expanding Powered by Broadsoft with new tools and programs to help you move your customer base forward.